Hello guys, today I will talk about the recent Pahalgam attack which happened in 22nd April 2025 in Jammu and Kashmir. It was an afternoon and there were tourists roaming around all over the place. Suddenly, chaos started to happen. There were shootings all over the place. In a video, a man was trying to grasp the situation and was trying to understand what was happening at that moment. Another viral picture, a woman was sitting hopelessly beside her dead husband. Her name was Himanshi Narwal, wife of Vijay Narwal. Vijay Narwal was a Navy officer and 26 years old and recently married. Her wife said that they were having bhel puri. Suddenly, a man approached them, and the man told Vijay to give the answer whether he was a Muslim or not. Vijay denied it, then he was shot dead. Shubham Dwivedi, 31 years old and recently married, her wife said that he was told to recite Kalma or Kalima, and when he was unable to recite, then he was shot dead. Assam University professor Devashish Bhattacharya said that he was narrowly escaped from those terrorists. He saw that people were reciting Kalma, then he started to recite, and one of the terrorists, one of the terrorists approached him, and after that he moved away. In this way, he was saved or escaped. So, what is Kalma or Kalima? Kalma is a declaration of faith that affirms the belief of Allah. There are verses which says that there is only one Allah and the followers or the people who believe must believe in only one Allah and no other God. They must believe the superiority of Allah and accept that Muhammad was the messenger of Allah. There are six verses. First one is Tayyab, purity. Second one is Shahada, testimony. Third one is Tamjid, glorification. Fourth one is Tawheed, oneness. And fifth one, Astaghfar, seeking forgiveness. And sixth one, Radde Kafar, rejecting disbelief. So that six verses are practiced in Muslim community. My point is that they were asked to recite Kalma. The terrorists wanted to understand or find who was Muslim and who was not a Muslim by the knowledge of someone about Kalma or Kalim. They were shot dead based on their religion identity. So let's come back to the story. The terrorists killed the victims when they were gone into the forests for hiding. After a few minutes, the police and the security forces came to the area. In a video, a woman was crying out loudly. Army officer was seen calming her. She said that to not kill her child and that the terrorists killed her husband. That evening, there was a message came from TRF, the Resistance Front. What is TRF? I will come back to it later. But they said that those attacks were done by them and they took the responsibility of it. Next day, on 23rd April, Prime Minister Modi called for an emergency cabinet meeting where all the cabinet ministers were present in that meeting. So next, what did the government do? What were the necessary steps? The government, first one, they suspended the Indus Water Treaty. Second, they closed the Atari Wagah border. They instructed all the Pakistani nationals who are staying here and had valid visas to return back to their country before May 1st. Third one, they cancelled the SAC visas. No Pakistani would be allowed to enter India. And the fourth one is they told the military and the naval advisors to return back to their country. So these were the steps taken by the government. The security officials did some sketches and the three suspected terrorists were Asif Sheikh, Suleiman Shah, and Abu Talha, whose full names were Asif, Musa, and Yunus, respectively. There was also a local terrorist who was Adil Thokar. So Hashim Musa, who was also involved in previous terrorist attacks, was a ex-para commando of Pakistan's army. A security officer said that it was possible that Pakistan's special forces, special services group, loaned Musa LAT, Lashkar-e-Taiba. So previously I said TRF, the resistance front, claimed they did the attacks. And here I'm talking about Lashkar-e-Taiba. In 2019, after the abrogation of Article 370, TRF was formed. And after forming, they did some attacks. And in 2024, they killed several civilians. And now they were claiming that they did the attack. So it is said that TRF is a proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba. Lashkar-e-Taiba was a terrorist organization based in Pakistan. They also did some attacks. For example, 2001 Parliament attack and 2008 26/11 Mumbai attack, where more than 150 people were killed. So TRF basically is a part of Lashkar-e-Taiba, and Lashkar-e-Taiba is a part of Pakistan's military army. So let's come back where I was. Yes, beside these three culprits, the security agencies said that Saifullah Kasuri, known as Khalid, was the mastermind of the attack. In a video, Khalid said that he was not part of this attack and India was trying to destroy Pakistan's reputation. Not only him, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif said that they were not involved in those attacks and the terrorists were freedom fighters who had nothing with Pakistan. He said those things. So, who did the attacks? Let's see. In all party briefing, Amit Shah said the terrorists used other communication devices which were harder to detect. Asif Sheikh and Adil Poker's houses were completely destroyed. Adil's mother and sister said that the security officers told them to move away from the house, and after leaving their houses were destroyed by the controlled blasts. On 26 April, TRF said that those messages which were sent previously were not sent by them. Those messages were sent by an unauthorized group, and they blamed the Indian government for sending these messages. So, which means they were not involved. They were saying that. But some agencies, intelligence agencies, said that TRF, the messages were detected to be coming from Pakistan. The Pahalgam terrorist attack was officially handed to National Intelligence Agency NIA. The NIA started to investigate on the attack scene. They were also investigating which possible route must have been taken by the terrorists to reach Vaisala. Route 1 is Istawal, Daksun, Ashmukam, and route 2 Avantipura, Tral, Pahalgam. Indian Express published a report. It was written that the forces located the attackers 4 times in different locations. First, they were located in South Kashmir's forests. Second, they were found in Hapatnar village forest, but they escaped. Third, they found in Pulgam forests where there were shootings and still they escaped. The fourth one, they were found in Trial Ridge and Kokarnar, but they escaped. So this were the 4 locations. Security forces said the terrorists were hard to find because they were very cautious. An army officer said that normally militants arrange food through villages or local contacts, which gives them tips about their location, but these terrorists were avoiding this. The attackers stole food from a village and escaped from there. Out of 4 terrorists, 2 were from Pakistan. The 2 Pakistani terrorists suspected entered about a year and a half ago and they came in Jammu and Kashmir through Samba Kathua border region by cutting through the fence and had been involved in several terror attacks. The Home Minister Amit Shah was investigating about the infiltration and a BSF officer was also being classed for this incident. After that, the Indian government banned 16 YouTube channels in India. In 29th April, Indian PM Modi called a high security meeting. He said that Indian security forces were given full freedom to take necessary actions. There are three important questions to ask. First one is how Pakistan sent those terrorist organizations into Kashmir. Second, what is the connection between Pakistan's army and Lashkar-e-Taiba? And third, will Pakistan continue to send the terrorist organizations? To find those answers, we must look into Pakistan's history. After the partition of India, Muhammad Ali Jinnah gave a historic speech. In that speech, he said that people in people of Pakistan had the full freedom to go to any temple or mosques. The state had nothing to do with it. And he said these things in that speech. So there are two sides. In one side, Jinnah was Jinnah wanted to have a Muslim majority country, and in other side, he wanted to build secular country. So these things were not meant to happen. After the partition, Pakistan received only 17% of its financial assets from British India and inherited 30% of its army. So there was an imbalance from the start. And there was a famous quote which says, every country has an army, but in Pakistan, its army has a country. There was another thing going on, which was Pakistan's secular dream was turning into an Islamic one. In 1949, Liaquat Ali Khan, former Prime Minister of Pakistan, introduced Objectives Resolution, where it said that sovereignty belonged to Allah and Pakistan could be governed by Islamic principles. The little bit of secularism would be gone in the future. After the war of Kashmir, no, after the war over Kashmir in 1947 to 48, during the first 3 years, the country gave 70% of its budget to the military. So the military became more strong. In 1958, the military openly take over the country. In that year, there were mass protests over political chaos. In response, the Governor General declared martial law. Martial law is when the military of a country takes over the government in terms of crisis. For example, if there is a war or a rebellion or natural disaster like this. In 1950s, after the riots in Lahore, army was called. They stopped the protests and they got supporters and they got more powerful. Ayub Khan, military general, made Kashmir a military issue from diplomatic issue. In 1971, Bangladesh got liberated from Pakistan, which means Bangladesh and Pakistan were separated. So the hate in Pakistan, then the hate became a symbol of humiliation. The country got separated, so did the military. In Pakistan, aggression and Islamism got bigger when Zia ul Haq became the dictator. Pakistan was not the Muslim dominating country then, but jihad became their official strategy. 1980s, in 1980s, Pakistan's army started to support terrorist organizations which were Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. Zia-ul-Haq declared that Pakistan was permanently at war with India. So in a war state, Pakistan's military was dominating the country. They could ask for anything. They could say that we need this for our country. An important question is why Pakistan used the terrorist organizations. In Hussein Haqqani's book, he wrote that in 1971, Pakistan generals realized that the conventional wars against India was impossible to win directly. Army and the economy of that country was not as strong as compared to India's army and economy. So they found a solution. When USSR invaded Afghanistan, USA gave money for training of Afghanistani Mujahideens to Pakistan. And when USSR left Afghanistan, Pakistan used those people to fight against India in Kashmir. Hence, LET and Jaish-e-Mohammed was formed. We could see that, we can see that in 2008 26/11 Mumbai attack where 10 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists freezed the whole city for 60 hours and 150 plus people were dead and army officers were also dead. And also 2001 parliament attack. Pakistan denied their involvement after that attacks and now also they denied their involvement in Pahalgam's attack. So there is some pattern going on. So in this way, they first attack, then deny, then attack, then deny, and it had been going for very long. And also, Lashkar-e-Taiba and TRF are very much connected. TRF is a proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba. So Pakistan had been doing these attacks for very long, and India had done some damage to Pakistan. They had countered those terrorist attacks but never went in a full-fledged war. So, will India go to a full-fledged war with Pakistan in the near future, or are they going to do it the same thing or a little bit of war in the near future? See, give your opinions in the comment section and also give your opinions that how do you feel after watching my video. That's it. Thanks for seeing the video. That's all.